Last week, the trial concluded in the case of the Florida state prosecutor that was fired by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis for allegedly pushing a woke ideology with his prosecutions. Now, the former state prosecutor, the one who was fired, is a man by the name of Andrew Warren, and of course he sued the DeSantis administration after being terminated, and the trial, as I said, concluded on Thursday, but the ruling will not come out for about another 2 weeks, the judge said. However, during that trial, on the very last day of the trial, the plaintiff's lawyers forced, and the judge made them answer, DeSantis's lawyers to answer the question of what does woke even mean? I mean, I think that's a very fair question, right? You're accusing this guy, this prosecutor, Andrew Warren, of being too woke. We have all of this anti-woke legislation here in the state of Florida. I think it's a valid, legitimate question to ask these people defending DeSantis, can you even tell us what the F this word means? And they stumbled at first, maybe it means, but then they tried to give a clear answer that only made them look so much worse. So here is what those lawyers said for DeSantis when they were forced in court to define woke. This is from Ryan Newman, who is DeSantis's general counsel. To me, it means someone who believes that there are systemic injustices in the criminal justice system, and on that basis, they can decline to fully enforce and uphold the law. It would be the belief there are systemic injustices in American society and the need to address them. So basically, woke, in the eyes of DeSantis's lawyer there, means people who acknowledge reality and understand that there are systemic injustices and inequalities in the American justice system. Right? See, here's the fun thing about that. He's like, well, I think it means this. I mean, to me, it means this. We can't have that. Those injustices, those inequalities are well documented. It's not a conspiracy theory to think those things are happening. There have been studies in the United States for decades. We get a new one every 2 or 3 years proving that those things are real. That a black defendant brought up on the exact same charges as a white defendant is overwhelmingly more likely to be sentenced far harsher than their white counterparts. That is a fact. It's not hyperbole. It is not speculation. That is a fact in the American justice system. You can look up any number of studies that have looked at the sentencing, that have looked at the plaintiffs, people with identical records committing the identical crime, and the black person's going to go to jail before the white person will. Typically, the white person won't even go to jail, but the black person will. That's the American justice system, and that is a reality. In saying that, he believes these things. Good. He should believe those things because they're real. Now, does that mean he should be fired? Absolutely not. But that is what the DeSantis administration did, and I think based on their own definition of woke here, I think that does their case a lot of damage. If they had just made something up woke means, you're out there and you're trying to push your viewpoint on other people. If they had said something like that, that probably would have worked out better for them. Now, that's not the definition of woke, I think, but that probably would have worked out better. At least it could have been they don't even understand what they're talking about. By giving the correct definition, it makes them look worse. It makes DeSantis look worse. And it probably means that this trial is not going to go in their favor when the judge finally decides to hand down that ruling. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.